Hi, I'm attorney Ben Schwartz. Today I'm going to answer a viewer question. The question is, I was injured on the job and should I go to the doctor who was selected by my employer? And, we see this situation quite frequently, especially in Delaware workers' compensation cases, where someone is injured on the job and maybe they go to the employee health clinic or they go to the physician where the employer tells them to go, and that's who they continue to treat with for their injuries resulting from the accident. And that's fine if you're getting better. It's fine if you have a trustworthy doctor, but the problem is that oftentimes you don't know who you're getting, you don't know who you're treating with, and what I can guarantee you is that the employer and the insurance company for the employer is not setting you up for success in your workers' compensation claim. So oftentimes what we find when our clients in workers' compensation cases or on the job injury cases are going to the employee health clinic or going to the doctor who was selected by the employer, oftentimes what we find is that our clients complain to us, and the complaints usually follow the same, threads basically. So one of the things that our clients will say is, I'm complaining to this doctor and I'm trying to give him detailed information about my injuries, but he doesn't seem like he's listening. Or the clients will tell us that I'm going to the doctor and I've got, this numbness going down my arm from this neck injury. I'm asking the guy to take an MRI, but he won't run any tests. Or we'll hear complaints about the doctors that are selected by the insurance companies or the doctors selected by the employers. The complaints will be that the doctor is I feel like the doctor is trying to rush me to go back to work and get me back in there, even though I don't feel up to going back to work in my old position. And so we hear a lot of these complaints. The other thing that we see is that when we get the records from these physicians or from these medical providers, a lot of times our client will be telling us, I told the doctor X, Y, and Z, and when we get the records, it's not in there. So in a recent case, for example, we had a client who was complaining of neck pain, shoulder problems, numbness going down the arm as far as the elbow. And he was complaining to the doctor about that. The doctor was treating him for it, but when we got the records, it just says, neck pain. It doesn't have any further detail than that. And that's not good for your personal injury case if the doctor isn't keeping a detailed account of the complaints. If the doctor is just glossing over things, it's very hard to prove the personal injury case when the fine details are not in the record. So, my advice would be that if you are injured on the job and the insurance company, the workers' comp insurance company or the employer refers you to an employee health clinic or refers you to a particular provider, that's fine for getting started, but if your injuries don't quickly go away and it looks like you may need to have higher quality medical care, or it looks like you may need to pursue a claim or a case, then we would want you to go to a physician who's going to do a good job of treating you, who's going to listen to your complaints, who's going to take the proper tests, who's not going to rush you back to work, who's going to detail the complaints and detail the injuries so that when we go to make that claim, we've got the ammunition we need, we've got the documentation we need to prevail. And so if you're injured on the job and you feel like you want to pursue a claim, you feel like it's going to be more than a very minimal injury after which you get back to work quickly, if you feel like it's going to be something, in other words, then contact a personal injury attorney, get some legal advice, and ask the personal injury attorney, who are the top doctors that I could be treating with? Because what you need to know is, you have the right as an employee injured on the job in Delaware, you have the right to select your own physician. You don't have to go to whoever they refer you to. Well, I'm attorney Ben Schwartz. I hope that you were not injured on the job. I hope that you're never injured on the job. But if you are, hopefully this video will prove helpful to you. If you have questions about personal injury cases, feel free to send me an email. My email address is ben.schwartz@schwartzandschwartz.com. You can also go on our Facebook page and give us a comment there, or you can submit a message over the Facebook page. Thanks for watching, and hope you found this informative and helpful.